the things that I guess it's just all of us. When we try to put our mind to it, we learn something. Right? I call this like the 2-2-2 rule, right? If you can practice 2 minutes of mindfulness, no, I'm not saying meditation, mindfulness, I'm just saying for 2 minutes, focus your mind on your breath, right? And then 2 miles of whatever you do, walk, run, elliptical, whatever, right? And 2 meals a day, right? Eventually you want to get 1 meal a day, but 2 meals a day within when there is daylight. I think, and I'm not saying that I'm anywhere close to this, but for whatever I have tried to achieve, I see a tremendous difference in just following these 3 things, right? And it's very interesting how this behavior. So now that you get to that state, you'll see the reward. If you stick to it for a couple of weeks, you'll see the reward, and then it starts motivating you to do more. Right? So, for example, that 2 miles now, I actually want to build some muscle and not just do cardio. So I didn't think that I would get motivated to do something like that. I never thought that I would, spend a day or two on lifting, but that started happening. So I think we just start very simple. And the most important thing is that 2 minutes of mindfulness. I mean, that is the key trigger for everything.
That's an awesome one.
Yeah.
So Sri brings up a really good point that a lot of these approaches can be relatively low tech or even non-tech approaches that really revolve around your behaviors. From a technology perspective, a couple of things I do. I track my physical activity with a watch. I also monitor my blood pressure, and it's with a validated device that has a Bluetooth connection to a cloud, so I can actually record. I don't have to write it down on a little note card and then get it lost in the laundry. So those are probably the 2 most important things, but those don't actually do anything without it engaging in my behavior. So hopefully those help me stay on my exercise routine and monitor my diet. And probably the most important thing is also managing my stress.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing.
So Santosh, my, more on the round of, diet and exercise. So I do this, not 2 times, 2 meals a day, but I do 14-10 intermittent fasting. So I'm not eating after 7 p.m. until next day, 9 a.m. So that I think has become a routine for me in the last 3 to 4 weeks. So I think that is good. Atomic habits, I think, is a wonderful concept. You start very small and just do one thing. And I think there was a professor at Harvard who was who wrote the book, Dr. Clayton wrote the book, Investor's Dilemma. His principle was, and I try to follow that principle, don't break your promise even once.
Yes.
Don't break your promise even once. Even if you do not go and do exercise at the gym, get on your shoes, get outside, walk for 5 minutes, come back.
Yeah.
It's okay. But don't break your promise even once. So that principle actually is helping me. And like Pat, I also do 3 things in the morning as I get up. I get on the scale and I have IntelliEdge, it basically records everything. And then I do take my blood pressure. So that gets recorded. And those are the 2 things. But from behavior perspective, I just follow one principle. Don't break your promise even once.
Yeah, I think that's a fascinating point. And I think Atomic Habits also talks about that. A lot of people have converted that into saying God knows 0 day. So you have to do something. If you can't walk 2 miles, then can you just go and take a walk for 10 minutes? Because that's doable. So
or even just say step out of the door and come back in. Don't even go for a
yes.
Yeah.